Why is it that often your partner or parents, who clearly care about you, say things that make you uncomfortable? Either they are sarcastic or they criticize you, even though you are the closest person to them. Why do they appear gentle and patient with everyone else but speak to you with complaints and accusations, displaying a particularly bad temper? For example, when you had a fever as a child, your mother, despite being concerned, scolded you all the way to the hospital, saying it's your fault for not dressing warmly enough. Or if you didn't do well on an exam and cried, your parents would say, "You're not working hard enough. Why cry?" Or perhaps, you secretly prepared a surprise for your partner, and although they were inwardly happy, they immediately criticized you for spending money on meaningless things. Why do they always nitpick at you, constantly accusing you, not because they are dissatisfied with you, but possibly due to what is known as expressive difficulty, or alexithymia? Expressive difficulty has a point called affective expression inability. Unlike narcissistic personality disorder, NPD, where individuals intentionally harm others with self-love and arrogance, people with expressive difficulty don't harbor subjective malice when uttering harsh words. Instead, they only know this particular means of expressing all their emotions, including care and love for you. They typically suppress their emotions in front of others, not displaying significant emotional fluctuations. However, in the safe environment of home or in front of a partner, their emotional release becomes more uninhibited. Yet, due to their difficulty in emotional expression, their words and actions exhibit a psychological phenomenon known as a reverse presentation, manifesting as a distant and indifferent attitude that contradicts their true feelings. Additionally, people with expressive difficulty have poor emotional perception abilities towards others, making it challenging for them to detect changes in the emotions of those around them and consequently failing to provide emotional support. When you feel sad and want to cry, they might just say, "Don't cry," showcasing poor communication skills and emotional intelligence. Being with such a person can make you feel misunderstood, unseen, and suffocated. So, why do these individuals struggle with communicating effectively? The primary reason is the experience of neglect or violence in their original family environment. People with expressive difficulty often had their emotions and feelings ignored or were not allowed to express themselves freely in their early years. They got used to suppressing their feelings because they felt that expressing themselves was futile. For instance, if a hungry child cried, and the mother ignored him, not preparing food even after he cried, the child learned that crying was useless. As they grow older, they regress to the original family dynamics in new intimate relationships, projecting the resentment stemming from their parents' neglect onto their partner's family, attempting to fill the internal void. Therefore, the closer the relationship, the more they may exhibit impatience, accusations, and complaints. Another observation is that there are more males with expressive difficulty than females. Not because men cannot express tender words, but cultural norms emphasize that boys don't cry, making it less acceptable for boys to cry compared to girls. Thus, from an early age, they suppress emotional expression, becoming individuals who struggle to express and perceive emotions in a straightforward manner. The second reason is that their past traumas have triggered their defense mechanisms. These individuals often experience emotional trauma, making them internally fragile, sensitive, and insecure. To protect themselves from further harm, they build emotional armor, isolating themselves. When someone attempts to touch their sensitive areas, they immediately go on the defensive. In other words, they attack others first to minimize the potential harm they might suffer. Being with someone with expressive difficulty requires a strong heart. They won't communicate effectively, and attempting to change them is not advisable. The accumulated emotional and energy damage from decades in the original family is significant, and attempting to change them might end up hurting you. Second, it is crucial to maintain boundaries. When someone with expressive difficulty starts venting emotions, it's essential to keep a distance and not let their emotions affect yours. Engaging in arguments is unnecessary because the more you argue, the more it reinforces their familiar childhood feelings. Instead, if you recognize that their root issue is internal fear, you can better understand them. If you want to guide them, focus on living a fulfilling life yourself. Only when you are internally strong and abundant can you influence, and infect them positively.